Hi guys, this is your daily tarot reading for Thursday, the 7th of February 2019. Thanks for joining me. I'm using the Druidcraft Tarot deck for today's reading. Let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of and what the energy is all about. Now, while I shuffle the cards, I just tune in and I ask the cards what Thursday, the 7th of February holds in store for us, and the cards will then give a very detailed answer. So these readings are for all signs of the zodiac. They're for everyone who watches. If you like my videos, then please share them and also hit the subscribe button. Let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of today. We've got the High Priest in reverse, Strength in reverse, and the King of Wands in reverse. All right, so when I get three cards in reverse, I read them both ways round. And also, first of all, what it indicates a major change from yesterday's energy. So expect Thursday to be incredibly different in terms of what your week has been like, especially when comparing it to Wednesday. So Wednesday and Thursday, totally different energy, totally different vibes. On Thursday here, we have the King of Wands, someone who is excited, who's mastered the elements of fire, both the destructive and the empowering sides of fire, and he embodies them both, and he is on this throne, funnily enough made of wood, very flammable, and he is in charge of that. He's creative, he's powerful, he lives his life, he's very, very interesting, he's adventurous, he's spontaneous, he's a really knowledgeable guy, he's wise. Then we have Strength, a woman who can tame wild beasts, and she herself is passionate and wild and powerful. And then we have the High Priest, and the High Priest is the Hierophant in the regular tarot, and he is really this, isn't that like a let's party symbol? That sign is, or this card is about being let into the institution of a religion. Here it's the Celtic religion or faith, I would suppose, and he is the gatekeeper of that. So usually the Hierophant is about getting the keys to join some sort of an organization which gives you form and structure and discipline in your life. The cards are in reverse. So you're not part of any club today, nor are you seeking entry into a club. You don't want to be told that spirituality is one thing and not the other because you want to think for yourself. The other thing that you may feel is you may feel really not powerful. And you may feel like your desires are kind of getting out of hand and that you're just running wild at the moment and that you're acting out, that you feel insecure, you don't know what you're meant to do. So instead, you're filling that hole in the soul through different experiences that you can have that fill that gap, that missing thing in our hearts. Usually it's drink or drugs or sex or gambling or some sort of behavior that really causes a mind-altering state, and that then takes us away from our problems for a temporary period of time. What's also interesting is that there's a disconnect from spirituality, or there's a feeling that I don't belong, I've been rejected from the club, so therefore I don't have an identity within spirit. What the underlying thought is here that you're not able to make your own form of spirituality right and perfect for yourself, that you don't need a middleman, that you can have a personal experience of God. That's something that she doesn't know, she's not aware of. So she feels rejected, she feels outcast, and because she doesn't have a connection with her higher power, or with her higher self even, she feels somewhat lost. And because she's lost, she's doing all of these things which she thinks are going to give her pleasure and joy, but they don't. They just end up making her feel even emptier. So what you need to realize is that you can't be lost, because the spark of the divine is within you. It's not your heart or your mind that animates your body. It's the spark of the divine, your soul, your higher self, that animates your body. And you can't be lost because that spark is always within you. So don't panic. First of all, realize that you don't need the approval of the Catholic Church or the Celtic Church or Scientology or Christian Science or Buddhism or whatever it is. You don't need to have the approval. If you've got certain ideas which don't mesh with the religion that you grew up with, or that don't mesh with certain things that the church absolutely insists upon, then you can realize that I can still have a connection and a real experience of myself, my higher self, my best self, and my higher self, my higher power that I really understand and I connect with, without this middleman of a religion which kind of brings you there. Look at him. What on earth could he know that we don't? Zippo. So you know how to connect with yourself. You know that you're not lost. Don't let anxiety take you down this spiral, forcing your hand to even, for instance, go hunting. That's the way to escape your feelings. Let's go on a hunt and let's get the dogs and let's hunt something, and let's get our blood up and let's kill an innocent animal for our joy, our pleasure, which is really all about our pain and our insecurity and projecting it outward and making someone else or an animal suffer so that we feel better about ourselves for an hour or 2 or 3. And you can't underestimate how strong that impulse is. I don't know about this, but I think crack cocaine only lasts for about 30 seconds or something, and people become addicted to it. So those 30 seconds are better than anything else they experience, and they're constantly chasing those 30 seconds, which must be a nightmare. So finally, we've got the King of Wands, and what happens is if you go on this rampage of your addictions and your feelings and your sense of loss, and you keep going and going and going, you'll tap into the destructive side of the King of Wands, and you'll burn bridges, you'll lash out in anger if things don't go your way, you will alienate people who are trying to care for you because you feel like you're being stifled and you're being held back. There's the potential to really be angry and to get into serious arguments today. And all of that is because you feel insecure within yourself. There's absolutely no need to feel insecure. You know, reverse or not, she's got all this passion and fire. She can channel that into something that she loves to do. So maybe if you're not a particularly spiritual person, you know, not everyone is spiritual and likes to meditate. If you can channel it into something productive, like doing exercise or your favorite sport, or if you're creative, maybe channel all of that frustration and that anger into your writing, into your art, into your fashion design. And then also we've got yellow here. We've got this capacity to experience joy despite insecurity. What's nice about this is that we've got the sword lying in the grass here, and the card is upside down. So also you don't have access to your thoughts in a way. Everything is through passion, and a passion completely overrides your reason. And that's good for an artist, really, because then you're in the zone and you're not criticizing yourself and you're just splurging everything that you feel on paper. And I feel that art that is is unexamined and is not self-conscious is the best kind of art. The sword in itself is also a weapon that can be used against you and against the boar. So there's no self-aggression in a way on a thinking level. You're not self-aware of yourself. You're not sitting there gambling away your life savings saying, oh, this may be a bad idea. You're in the moment, shaky. The blackjack card comes out. You've got 16. Should you hit or should you not hit to get 21? And your hands are shaking, and it's that buzz of losing everything you've got that you're after. It's all about passion. Okay? So try and channel it into something positive that gets some of that energy out of your system without being destructive. And that way you can really create something beautiful. And you can prove to yourself that you don't need the approval or the support of some sort of spiritual community, and that you can do it yourself. This is actually so applicable to the world, like people who are kicked out of their churches or their spiritual communities, they often feel totally alone, and then they go through this period of trying to find fulfillment in other things, and they have to go on a journey. It's not just a day's thing. They have to go through acting out and finding different beliefs or testing different beliefs, and it's a whole journey. And when you get to the end of the Fool's journey in the major arcana, you realize ultimately that Spirit and God and everything that you need, your higher self, it's all in you anyway. So you cannot be lost. Try and use your energy for good. Try and be creative. And if there is someone in your life who has been oppressing you or telling you what to do, or who has been really unfair to you, and you're too shy and you're not able to assert yourself, today is the day to destroy that other person and to eviscerate them and to say, I'm not putting up with this anymore. You will not have any say in my doings and my comings and goings. You are nothing to me. I will not be told how I should live my life, and you don't rule me. And sometimes we need to do that. We need to really stand up for ourselves and show people our strength, because often when we're calm and when we're nice, competitive people and people who are in their ego very much, they see that as weakness. They see that as, oh, there's someone I can exploit. But just because you're calm and nice and you care about other people doesn't mean that you don't have that inner fire within you and that you can't stand up for yourself. You can. If you struggle with asserting yourself, use this pent-up rage to really destroy something that needs to be destroyed. But don't randomly, fire off at everyone who's actually, like for instance, your mother or your father who just care about you, or family members or people you've known for 20 years who are just there for you by your side, and you're like, why are you so frustrated today? Don't give them all of the heat and all of the rage and all of that stuff, because it's not fair. Channel it into your creativity, into your art. And if there is a tyrant in your life, like the King of Wands in reverse can be, then you have the strength today to not only send him packing, but to blow him up, really, and to be free and to become the queen of strength. So, bye-bye royalty. And you're replacing that with democracy, and you're the prime minister because you've got rid of that thing that has oppressed you and other people. So it's a day of carefully selecting your battles. It's a day of definitely moving forward, because you're going to be extremely productive. There's energy bubbling up and building up inside of you. There's this huge fire just building, and it's going to have to come out somehow. So you will progress. Try and make it constructive or destructive towards something negative. But either way, that sense of loss and that sense of insecurity, just look at that for what it is. Don't try and immediately brush it aside or sweep it under the carpet. Look at it. It will make you feel scared and insecure. Look at it and say, is this true? Like Byron Katie would say, is this true? Am I all alone in the world? Am I unloved? Am I disconnected from spirit? And you'll realize that the answer is no. You're always connected, even though some church has said, bye, we don't want you here because you're a homosexual or whatever it may be. So use your power for good, not for evil. Have a wonderful day. 5 and 8 is, I don't know, 13. Yep, 13 and 1 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5, and 5 is freedom. So some of you will have little tyrants in your life bossing you around, and today you can free yourself of those people. Have a wonderful day. If you'd like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. I use the tarot, astrology, and numerology in my personal readings. Have a wonderful day. Please remember to subscribe to this channel and to share this video, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.